10 live wires will be given a unique opportunity to share their creativity with the world and become the next top live wire. I'm your host, Heather Boyd-Wire, and this is Live Wires for the Win. 8 weeks of wire art challenges will count down to one winner of the grand prize, a collaboration video on my YouTube channel, a $100 gift certificate for my Etsy shop, and $500 worth of wire and tools from Beadalon. This is an elimination series with a twist. Viewers will be able to participate in the weekly challenges, share photos of their work, and win great prizes. Your judges will be wire artist Heather Boyd, multimedia artist and author Patricia Srigley, and a weekly mystery judge. This week's guest judge is Mimi Beadalon. Mimi is an internationally known doll photographer whose works can be seen on Instagram at Mimi Beadalon. She has also worked extensively in wire and was the original inspiration for the Mimi Hearts. Let's meet our awesome artist. Melody is an artist who recently discovered the joy of wire art. She's obsessed. Sharon is new to wire wrapping, but she's been making jewelry for years. Amy loves wire art and jewelry, and it helps her combat her anxiety and stay inspired. Tim has been making jewelry for years and loves upcycling old jewelry from thrift stores. Peggy somehow finds time to create wire jewelry while homeschooling her differently abled daughter, being a nanny to her active nephew, and caregiver to her mom. Amber transformed her life 3 years ago and now has a small business selling her original wire jewelry designs. Kyla started a business to help her mom while she is still in school and loves making jewelry while listening to music. Terry began her wire wrapping journey after retirement and loves wrapping natural stones and crystals. Linda was an art publisher for 30 years, is a rock hound at heart, and loves working with her hands. Leslie started wrapping crystals with string and recently started experimenting with wire. This week's challenge is called Mirror, Mirror. This open-ended theme is an invitation for you to express who you are as a person and as an artist. You may create any jewelry or art piece with whatever wire you have at hand. You may also include beads, but we want the focus to be on the wire. Amber's submission for week 1 is a bold statement piece that utilizes crystals and beautiful gemstones.
I like the little loop-de-doos on the necklace.
The design is nice.
And I like how she used several wires for the loop-de-doos, I guess you would say.
But as a piece as a whole, I think it's technically well done.
I think so.
Yeah, but see, I rated it on the concept and the creativity, and that's why it's got an okay.
Yeah, I would agree with you that it's the concept isn't really there. The technique is good. So
is it supposed to be a mirror image of her? It's supposed to be
supposed to either represent her or be a literal mirror of herself. So
well, what does she say here again?
She just said she likes making statement pieces, and she didn't really say much more than that.
Then if it's supposed to be based on the theme, she's kind of missed.
She missed the mark a little bit. I would agree with that. It's a beautiful piece, but it doesn't fit the themes.
This is my finished project. I struggle with bipolar anxiety and emotions, and I'm like a superhero to myself. I fall in a hole. Getting out of a hole is never easy. There's always obstacles. There's always obstacles. This is me. I fall into the hole, and then I eventually get out. The cause when sometimes I need help to get better or feel better. When I get out of the hole, I feel like I saved the world. When I help myself or when someone helps me. Amy's piece reflects herself as a superhero because she has bipolar and feels like a superhero when she finds her ways out of the holes of her life.
She nailed the concept. For sure.
That's what I had, a very interesting concept.
Yeah, she definitely nailed the concept, the concept, and the piece is freestanding, so it definitely works as a sculpture.
Yeah.
She's added a bit of color for the cape, which really stands out, which definitely, represents the superhero. A little on the abstract side, which is great. That's her idea.
Yeah.
And I like the little figures, one in the hole and one out of the hole. What did you think of that one?
I had it as okay, but more interesting than the previous one. So that would make it scale it up from the previous one.
A little up from the previous one. And Mimi, what did you think of her piece, Amy's piece?
I mean, at first I couldn't see what it was, to be honest. So, I mean, from like her history and like what she told me about herself, it totally makes sense. I think like she has like, I think her concept's there, but I think it could be a little bit more, like, I don't know how to say it, like more like
a little bit more finesse.
There's a way to do that, like
I agree.
Clear, But I think like she, as long like since it's freestanding, I think she gains points for that because that's not easy. But and I don't really know what the top is. I don't know if that's like lettering, as you said.
We couldn't tell if that was a word across the
top. I thought it might have been a word maybe backwards, like photographed from the other side. I wasn't sure.
Okay, well, we'll have to ask her about that when we air the episode for sure.
I do like the figure coming out of the hole. I noticed that earlier, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, interesting concept.
Definitely interesting concept.
I agree with that.
So she gets big points for concept, and
but then the workmanship a little less. So maybe it averaged out.
she could definitely work on the workmanship, but I think it's definitely fitting with who she is.
Absolutely.
And you were saying concept was very important.
Very important, and I
creativity.
I did tell people from the get-go that we're not judging necessarily on skill, but it's creativity and thinking outside the box.
Not skill alone.
Not skill alone, exactly. Okay. And I actually would tend to give it a little more than a 2 because I'm someone that loves conceptual art.
Right.
So
Hi. So for my piece, my explanation is that I have 2 explanations. One, this is supposed to be a representation of me, and this is a mirror. So my concept was introspection. So it's basically me looking back at myself and introspecting and seeing where change can be made.
The next one, who's Kyla. So Kyla did the literal mirror person looking in the mirror. You go first, Patricia.
Oh, I liked the concept. I thought it was very cute and clear, and I liked the shape of the mirror with the little person, right?
And Mimi, what do you think of that one?
I agree, Patricia. I like the shape of the mirror. I think that's adorable. I really like her curly hair. I like the detail.
I did too.
Yeah, and I like the fact that the mirror is like actually reflective.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a unique touch that I don't think many people would have done.
Yeah.
And I like how like they're kind of freestanding. So yeah, I love the mirror, and I love how she's like looking into the mirror, and I think she's got the concept like on point.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love that one. I love that it stands. I love the mirror. I love everything about it.
Leslie's submission is a mystic third eye chakra sun catcher. She's always had a thing for eyes. She is a Reiki 2 practitioner and a crystal lover. She feels this piece of art embodies her spirit in many ways.
I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really, it super works well as a sun catcher. I like all the little details, the eyelashes, like they're very whimsical, and I like that they're not even. Often when I make wire art, it tends to be really tight and stiff, but I like the way her eyelashes are all different lengths. And I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I had her as a 2+ as well, and the comment was that I thought her concept was really interesting. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I agree with both of you.
Yeah.
I love the stars, the pupil. I think that's really cool.
True.
I love eyes as well, so I can totally relate to where she's coming from.
Yeah.
I love eyelashes, and that's always been my thing. Like I watch a YouTuber who that's her trademark is her eyelashes. Yeah, so I love the eyelashes on this. And as you said, they're all different lengths, so that's pretty cool. And this chakra thing is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's very kind of spiritual. So it's an interesting concept. And that really, the bead in the middle of the star really brings out that spiritual aspect to it.
True.
And I like the little dangly thing. I don't know what's going on there, but it's kind of cool.
I think something's hanging down there. Yeah.
I also like how she's photographed it to present it to us.
True, outside, but where it should be.
Being an art publisher for 30 years, I was exposed to a lot of art. And I mostly published nature and wildlife artists, but that led me to a lot of museums with them when we were out on shows. And two of my favorite shows were a Toulouse-Lautrec show and a Van Gogh show. So I've decided to see if I can take inspiration from Toulouse-Lautrec's Noir Cat, Black Cat, and combine it with Starry Night from Van Gogh. That's the idea here, and this is where I'm at.
Okay, so let's go to Linda.
I thought it was very cute and well done, and I like the finished product, but as far as a mirror image concept, I'm not sure she quite got that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I think, I think her thing with that was that she loves cats.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah, but it's not, it's true. It doesn't really represent who she is in that sense. But the other thing that it does represent is, I don't know if you caught, but she was an art publisher for 30 years.
Yeah, I did get that. Yeah.
So I think that's where she's going with it, is that it reflects her past profession and, you know, that type of thing, like what her, maybe her passions were about art history. Yeah, I don't think she said specifically. Yeah, it says this expressions that portion of me and also my art publishing background. So I think that's what she's saying, more like not necessarily her personality, but her interests. Yeah, it reflects her interests, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I just felt it was a less interesting take on the concept than some people, but her workmanship was good. So to me, she balanced everything.
I agree with Patricia. I think I do think it's cool that it's based on her art publishing history.
Yeah.
I love how well done it is. I think she did a really good job logistically, I guess.
Yeah, it's beautiful, the finished piece.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's very clean, and I like how when pieces are very clean and well done and just sturdy, I guess you would say.
Very, very well.
Very sturdy.
Craftsmanship. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how well it reflects her. If she is a cat lover, I know some cat lovers are maniacs of their cats and they absolutely adore them. So in that sense, if that's the case, then she's hit the nail on the head. But I mean, if it was going to reflect her personality and everything, I'm not sure if she really got the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I hadn't thought about that, but I think you're right. It definitely, shows her love of cats and her art background. But I think because there's so many people that love cats too, at some point it doesn't become really unique. Right. But the piece itself is beautifully made. Yeah. Really lovely. I think if she was, going for sort of the art thing, she could have even bumped it a little further and done maybe more detail and made it more painterly in a way, I would say, if she was going to go for that art kind of concept. But yeah, well made for sure, definitely well made, and I would rank it in the middle.
Okay, so this is me and my passions is music, painting, of course beading and wiring, and then all things ocean depicted by this octopus.
Okay, so let's go to Melody. So the octopus suncatcher.
Oh, that's Melody?
That's Melody. It says, I love all things ocean. So I began with an octopus, and then she added all her passions. So she put.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Definitely added a lot of her passions in there. The music, the art.
Like little ornaments. They're cute. Yeah.
And then the octopus in the middle. I think the octopus gets a little bit lost, maybe because of all the dangling things. You can see it when you look. You can see that it's might be the angle of the photo, but I do love the crystal in the middle, and I like the way she twisted the legs. I find it really interesting, and a cool concept to dangle things off the legs of the octopus. So concept wise, I think it's cool. Also, more of a reflection of her hobbies, and which is fine. And the details are nice. I find it looks a little bit fragile, but that's just the nature of the wire that she used. But I'm
the same. I really liked her concept, but again, I thought the workmanship was maybe not as good as some of the pieces. So good concept, but maybe more attention to detail on the workmanship.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I would say in the middle, and maybe just slightly less for the fragility of it. But I do like her concept. I think it's cute. I agree. Whimsical. Yeah. And Mimi?
I agree with both of you. I think it's whimsical, but it does look delicate. So I do agree with you for that one. Mm-hmm. The workmanship, I think like it's a little like messily done, mm-hmm. like especially the circle where like the colorful things are. I'm not really even sure what that is. I do like the big palette. I can't tell. Is that a palette? That round thing?
Oh, I can't bring it right up. I just made notes.
I'm not quite sure.
I do like the big crystal ball, and I've always been a fan of chandeliers, and it looks like a chandelier to me, so I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think she could have done without both the music notes, because like she's trying to represent like a bunch of her passions, but she already has it twice. I don't think she needs it twice. But I think it's very creative. I don't know how much it actually represents her. Because an octopus depends on like does she like octopuses?
It's the sea theme though, because
I think she loves the ocean. So,
she likes the ocean. I missed that part. So okay, that makes sense. And then it like dangles off her. Okay, so so she got the concept. Sorry.
So let's go to Peggy. So Peggy is a mom, a caregiver, a teacher, and so she has a piece that represents a lot of her things. She's also very emotional. I like what she said about wearing her heart on her sleeve. I thought that was a nice touch. I think it's subtle, but a really nice touch. I like how her face is not complete. She shows like the lips you can see very well, but the head is like missing the top of the head. So it's interesting. It's like more on the abstract side. It's not like kind of trying to define who she is. It's keeping it open. I find it really interesting, and I love like the person like looking, kind of almost looking up to her. I think there's a lot in this piece. And I think it's really well made. I think, I can't enlarge it. It's on the screen. But,
no, I really, it reminded me very much of a slightly abstract line drawing, like, or Calder's wire, or like I really liked it.
Yes. Yeah.
And the concept is definitely there.
Definitely. And Mimi?
I love this piece. I think if I was to look at all the pieces, that would be the one that stands out to me.
Yeah.
It almost like, even it kind of speaks to me because I'm an doll collector. So like, it's very like kind of making sure like, very like taking care of something and making sure everything is perfect and like making sure nothing gets like messed up sort of thing. So it's very maternal and very like empathetic.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who's very empathetic, so I can relate to that. And I like the heart and the sleeve thing. It's very well done. It's the workmanship is like, it's all there. It looks sturdy. It doesn't look like it's gonna break.
Yeah.
And I think since she is like she takes care of
her mom
and everybody,
her nephew, her daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she the mirror image of herself, it really reflects.
And I love that she said, she piled everything on because some days are very heavy. I think she like totally nailed the theme, and I agree. Sorry, this is Sharon. She did the snake. Looks like it possibly is a bangle or a one of those things you put on your arm. I couldn't quite tell. So let me know, what do you think of this one, Patricia?
I had well done, but again, less of the concept.
And I can't honestly really tell about the concept. I didn't have a written write-up about it or the video.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's more, to me, it looks a little bit more decorative. It looks like there might be musical notes in there. I know she is a singer and a musician. So the sing, I think it's more of a decorative piece. And I think because, you know, we're not trying to focus so much on beads, the beads are pretty, but not really, they don't really necessarily contribute to the concept of the piece. Mimi?
Since there's not really much of a, is there a description on this one?
Not really.
So there's not much of a description. And when I first looked at it, I did not see a snake, if that's what it's supposed to look like.
I think so.
I do like all like the intricate work. I think it could have been executed a bit better.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of a reflection of this is of her. Like, I'm not sure if this actually says anything like reflects her, but I think like, I do like the beaded work. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that.
You know, it's pretty, but I think like the charms aren't really obvious, like if they represent her. So we have Terry. So Terry's the one that asked her grandson, and he said yellow for the sunshine. So this is like a sunflower design. So I love this one. I mean, it's all wire for sure. She nailed everything about wire. Then the original one she had sent had beads, and then she realized that it wasn't, you know, what we were looking for. With we need more wire. It's okay to have a few beads, but I love that she did it all wire. Different textures, different techniques, and you can still see that it's a sun. So, and the color of the wire is good too. So it's supposed to represent a sun, because she when she asked her grandson what he thought of her, and he said yellow for a sun. So kids always know, right?
I don't know if it looks like a sun. I do love it. I think it's great. I love. Yeah. Oh, this is a sun. So these are like petals or something?
It's like a sunflower. So there's like the sun and then the petals for the flower.
Okay. So in that case, it's well done. I love the craftsmanship. I can't say that, sorry. Because it's like, it looks sturdy. I love things that look sturdy. And this one looks sturdy. It looks like if you know, you were going to hold it, you're not going to break it immediately, you know? Like, I love the concept. I love the design. I love like how she has like all these like little intricate wires around the outside to represent the sun. And I love like how she asked her grandson.
Sweet.
I think that's
like that. So then the last one is Tim. So Tim went with the literal mirror, which is
the form,
and so it's can be used both ways, as a pendant and as a sculpture. So and the bail is removable as well. So it's a very like practical piece. You know, it's wearable art at its max. And he definitely nailed the concept of the mirror image, because it's extremely symmetrical.
And it's out of silver.
And it's silver, exactly. The material itself is reflective. So he did mention that it wasn't necessarily a specific reflection of himself, because he's still trying to find himself as an artist. But I thought that was an interesting observation. And I mean, personally, I know Tim's work, and I know that his work is very distinctive. And so I think this is very, very fitting with his work that he submitted for the contest, and his work in general. So I really like this one. I love the concept, and I find it really, really solid.
Yeah, likewise. I really liked his work. And from even his initial, picture he submitted.
Yes.
And I would give him a 2+, and completely aside from that, I think it's nice to have a guy in the talent.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
But he earned it on his own merit, so.
Yes, exactly. No,
so 2+,
Perfect. And Mimi?
So this is supposed to be him looking into a mirror, if I'm not.
It's a person. It might be him, and it's a reflect. So when it's on the stand, it kind of is halfway, and it looks like a reflection because it's symmetrical. So when it's on the stand, it looks like he's on the side, like in the middle of a mirror.
Okay. Well, I love the concept. I think that's brilliant. I really like the craftsmanship. I think it's very well done. It's solid. I think the thought is really, he's put a lot of thought into that. And that's what I look for in like art is like the thought and like the hard work that he put into it. And like, I'm sure he's taken notes on like what he was going to do. And the concept is all there. Since he's still finding himself as an artist, I think he's definitely on the right path.
Good. So now, guys, we have to decide. Let's decide a winner, and let's decide who's going to be not continuing in the challenge. So when you look at all the pieces and all the people, who would you say is the winner of this challenge? That it's Peggy's mother and child.
That's my winner.
The mother and child, and then
that's Peggy
and Tim's.
That's my winner too.
Yep. So I think we're all going to agree that Peggy is the winner of the challenge. Congratulations, Peggy. And then now is the hard part where we have to say goodbye to one of our participants. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who submitted. You guys are amazing. Congratulations for getting this far, for participating in the challenge, and for always sharing your beautiful work. And so this is the hard part, and we do have to let one person go. It's just the nature of the challenge. And this was the part I was not looking forward to, but it's okay. We're all winners, and whoever goes home, you can still participate in the challenge in September to win lots of great prizes as well. So let's just decide who is going home.
Well, I have the two lowest as Amber and Sharon.
Yeah. Who would you say are the lowest then? Say your 2 or 3 lowest.
Well done.
Because we have.
Well, I definitely would say the snake too.
Yeah.
No offense.
Amber was the chunky necklace at the beginning.
I actually didn't mind that one.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And I would say the octopus.
Okay. So for Miriam, it's between the octopus
and Sharon
and the snake. Yeah. And yeah, I agree with you. Amber didn't, necessarily have the concept, but her work is beautiful, and I think it's somewhat a reflection of who she is in the material she used and the style that she used. But I agree that I like the octopus. I thought it was fun. Yeah, definitely, it was a little, loose, but it was an interesting concept. So yeah, I would agree that Sharon, just simply for the fact that the concept wasn't really there, it wasn't super clear, and she's a lovely person. I love her. She's definitely very enthusiastic, a very active member in the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. We're very happy to have her there and have her great feedback. So sadly, Sharon, we'll have to say goodbye to you this week, and we just hope you'll continue to participate when the show airs in September. It's been an exciting journey. And thank you, Mimi, so much for helping judge. I'm really happy. Thank you, Patricia, for taking time from your vacation to come and judge.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Live Wires for the Win. Be sure to tune in each week and participate in the challenges on our Facebook event page. If you complete all 8 challenges based on the weekly themes, you will be eligible to win all kinds of great prizes from Beadalon. Details are in the description below underneath the video.